guys, so in this vlog I wanted to talk about why boring can be brilliant and how even your business, however boring you think your business is, can be creative. Now, what do I mean by creative? For me, creativity is problem solving. It's about finding hidden patterns. It's about taking something old and making it new, taking something that belongs to a different sector and applying it to your own, and so forth. And it is achievable for anybody. It doesn't mean necessarily having huge budgets. It doesn't necessarily mean pretending that you're Instagrammable if you're not, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, there are ways for your business to be creative, even if it is the driest of the driest businesses. So I would recommend 5 potential remedies. There are many more, but this is just to get started, really. Remedy number 1 is your people, your employees. They are a fantastic strength and asset of your company, and they're a great way of humanizing your business. If your business doesn't feel terribly human, it's a bit too shiny, too serious, and so forth, focusing on your staff and your company culture can be a great way to loosen that tie, essentially. One company that does that, I think, particularly well is Citrix. And you know, Citrix is a cyber security company, cloud technologies, not necessarily what sounds very exciting, but if you ever take a look at their Instagram page, for instance, you'll see that the focus is completely on their staff, and it is fun, you know, and it makes them seem like a warm company that you'd want to get hired by, a company that you would want to work with, a company that would probably listen to your concerns as a client as a result. Who wouldn't want to work with them? And they didn't have to pretend that what they actually do is, you know, fun and exciting, but they've shown that the people who are in charge of it are all of those things, and that's just as good. So that's remedy number 1, your people. Remedy number 2 is your usefulness. Now, let's face it, a lot of B2B businesses in particular are very useful. Not necessarily exciting, but they are useful. And you have a real opportunity to stand out compared to your competitors if you're being extra useful. Because, let's face it, a lot of companies in that sector have a tendency to jargonify, you know, their writing because they want to seem professional. And they want to be seen serious, and basically they want to make themselves look good rather than focusing on their actual customers and their needs. So by simplifying things, by maybe thinking beyond blogs to other ways that you could reach out to your audience, that's when you could be extra useful. And being useful is great. It's evergreen, you know, it's stuff that's going to last for a long time and keep on, you know, getting you new leads in. Boring in that case is great. Now, one example of that I particularly love is ClearScore. Now, ClearScore is a free credit check. Again, doesn't sound super exciting. And what I love about what they did is that they inspired themselves from the fitness industry and, you know, all the training goals that people do. So they have a system using chatbots where they can provide you training to improve your financial situation, so that if you're thinking of, you know, getting a mortgage to buy a house, or if you're saving up to buy a car or any other big expense like that, then they can help you qualify for great credit cards and improve your credit score. So that's a great example of thinking outside of the blog box as well, to create something that none of their competitors are doing. They're probably going to try and copy them now because, you know, it's a great situation. The third remedy is personalisation, and this one is really all about amazing customer service. So we're in a world where everything is more and more automated, but people still crave that personal touch. And if your company stands out for the attention and the care that you're putting into your customers, then that is the kind of stuff that's going to transform, you know, passive customers into full-blown advocates and evangelists for your brand, which triggers, you know, the holy grail of marketing, word of mouth. So, you know, that's something that you really want to get on board of. So in my previous company, Passel, that was a big focus of our sales and of our marketing, was the customer service side of things, and to really involve our customers and develop a very strong relationship with them, particularly at the start, and we did this by running competitions. We would get the clients into 2 teams and make them compete. So Pastel's a blogging platform essentially, and whoever got the highest score would win a little trophy and a bottle of champagne. And the whole process of this competition, which would run for several weeks, meant that it really became ingrained in their pattern of behaviour, and it also made them develop a very strong relationship with them. And you'd be surprised at how senior managers get excited at the prospect of winning a shiny little trophy. Very excited. And the next one I want to talk about is your risk taking. So this one is for the bold companies out there. It's all about being memorable, but still focusing on actually giving value or entertainment to your audience. So one example of that is Brian Cave, Leighton Paisner, who did this really great series of videos called Cautionary Tales, which put in a very sort of cinematic, almost like true crime sort of format, real life like management issues and so forth. And what's great about it is that, yes, it is a tiny bit cheesy, but it stands out in the sea of talking head videos that law firms tend to favour normally. And it's actually really useful. I mean, it puts it in very understandable terms. We always say, nobody's going to complain that you made something too simple to understand. It is very true. And then finally, the 5th remedy that I would recommend is to target a specific niche, ideally one with a big fan base, because that can be a great secondary way of getting an audience. So to give you an example, Lucidchart is a company that specialises in flowcharts. Not necessarily very exciting, but what they did is they started doing flowcharts based around, say, Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. And those things went viral within those communities. And as another result, it demonstrated not just what Lucidchart is, able to do, but also Lucidchart was able to, jump on the coattails, ride the coattails, as it were, of these fan bases. So that was a really great way to expand their reach. So yeah, those are 5 very quick remedies, and one of them, I bet you, is right for your company, however boring you deem it to be. Okay, that's all for now. Ciao!